coming really soon in front of all of you. It came out really great. I'd like to thank the John Oliver Show and WNEP Newswatch 16 for bringing it to the Trolley Museum for all of us to see. For the next 3 days, anybody who wants to come to the Trolley Museum, it's free to come in so they can view the train. So this time, whenever we'd like to come in, and we'll start the commencement. Thank you. JP16, and they made a heck of a train layout. It's amazing, and it really matters to all of us. And when I heard that the train may be available, I reached out on behalf of the county government. There was other people that wanted it, but WNEP felt that this was the proper place for it to be. So that's where it's going to be, and this is where it's going to stay. And they love the idea of it being the Trolley Museum. At this time, I'd like to bring the manager of WNEP up. We have a certificate of recognition. I just want to do this real quick. The County of Lackawanna Board of Commissioners does hereby recognize WNEP News Station in appreciation of the Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners for the backyard train to the Trolley Museum. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it came in pieces. When we found out we were going to get it, we were just amazed that we were going to get it. They said it's going to be coming in a couple pieces. Well, it came in last Friday. And we had a lot of staff here, and a lot of people came from, actually, I think from the show itself. Plus, WNEP took the ride from New Jersey to here. And it was in pieces. I'm thinking, wow, this is like Humpty Dumpty. They're going to have to put it back together with all the king's horses and all the king's men. But it was amazing. And in one day, they did all this. And I want everybody to take a brief look at this, what we got here. It's every landmark that we have. You know, and think about it. You know, when we talk about the Industrial Revolution, it all started here. We have the electric train sign on top of the Electric City building. You have the Scranton Times. You got the historical Scranton Fire Department. You got the historical Radisson. You got the historical Ridge. You have the historical paper shop. I mean, this is all about our community in general. And last but not least, we have the actual. This is the coal excursion up at McDade Park. And I mean, that was a live mine in 1860. And it actually acknowledges everything, including our anthracite heritage, our coal. So I would just like to thank everyone for coming out today. And I'd like to introduce John Myers to say a few words.
Before I get started, we have the West Scranton High School Invaders here. They have a little cheer to get us in the mood. So why don't you take it away?
One, two. Start that train! Start that train! Start that train! Start that train!
There's a few people in this audience I'd like to acknowledge. Mr. Barrett, who's involved with the 505 restoration. Mr. Barrett, can you step forward? Mr. Barrett is the one who actually supplied the 18-wheeler that brought the train in. Where's Mr. Barrett at? Mr. Barrett, thank you. Come on. Thank you. It was a group effort and a lot of partnerships to make it happen.
All right, so now I think we want to thank all of you for coming. And to start this out, I think we have to make this official. So on behalf of WNEP TV, all of Northeastern and Central Pennsylvania, John Oliver, we accept what you call the greatest backyard train local news has ever seen. Now, he also called this irresponsibly large. I'm 6'6". I think we could agree this thing towers over me, and it would tower in our backyard. There just wasn't room at WNEP itself to have it in the backyard, so we are thrilled that we were able to put it here at the Trolley Museum, and it's a place that people can come and see it for themselves, and look at all of you that have showed up here today. Now, I think we all know that last week tonight in John Oliver, they may be poking a little bit of fun at WNEP, at Talkback 16, at our backyard train. at the Scranton area itself. You know what, we might even be the butt of a joke here, but we love that. We're here to celebrate that. We live in an area that we know is kind of unique. Northeastern and central Pennsylvania, the Scranton area. We can joke about ourselves. If they want to joke about us, we're right in on it. We'll joke right with them. And now we have this train to celebrate what we know is unique here. And we know at WNEP, we're pretty unique too. We have this backyard train. What other station in the country is going to put a little train running behind the weatherman and weatherwomen who do the weather outside? That doesn't happen pretty much anywhere. And what about Talkback 16? I don't think anywhere has something like Talkback 16. We've known the value of Talkback 16 for around 20 years now. We're thrilled that John Oliver and Last Week Tonight can see the glory that is Talkback 16, and I guess at times the comedy that is Talkback 16. So thank you all for coming today. Thank you for coming to see our new backyard train. We're going to try to get Kurt here to do the weather today with this behind him, so it'll be just as if it were in the backyard. So let's celebrate.
Speaking of weather, you have to keep the snow off of there, because I won't want to see that.
Well, that's definitely one of the reasons we had to put it here, is it's not weatherproof if you look at it. So just imagine that blizzard back in March. If that fell on this, I don't think it would do so well. So here it can be shown off to everyone. It's free all weekend for everyone to come see it. So this is a big moment. And we want to thank Tom Clark and Paul Cabasa, photographer at our station. Tom has come here today. And Paul, you're here somewhere. I know Paul Cabasa, he's one of our photographers. They got the idea to put a train in our backyard celebrating the heritage of northeastern Pennsylvania. And that little train that could has Tom turned into this.
I never dreamed it would turn into this, but it started as a very small circle of a layout, maybe 10, 12 pieces of track, and it was donated by the owner of the former Wilkes-Barre train shop, a hobby shop down in Wilkes-Barre. And boy, that was back in the 80s when we got that, 1980s. So to become this, it's great. It's great. I love it. I love it. And thanks for all coming. This is very nice.
And I want to recognize someone else too. I mentioned Talkback 16. Every day we get 100, 200 calls to Talkback 16. There's some great ones, there's some doozies, there's some that could absolutely never make it on television. And Lisa Dable's here, and she is our producer who sorts through it every day. She's over here waving her hand. So a big round of applause. This wouldn't have happened without Talkback 16. Lisa saw that backyard train was starting to generate some calls. She put that on there, and none of us ever dreamed it would become what it did and turn into this. One of the biggest controversies we've ever had in Talkback turned out to be that little backyard train. And now look what we have. So it's been a lot of fun.
Like you said, Tom Clark, I think of Tom Clark from when I was a young man. He announced the weather. Thank you for being here, Tom Clark, because this wouldn't be this day without you being here. Thank you so much.
We're told John Oliver himself couldn't be here today, but we are told that some representatives from Last Week Tonight are here. So we'd love to bring them out as we accept their train. They didn't photobomb in effect our big day here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, we have a certificate for John Oliver, and I'm going to present it to some of his friends here. Certificate of recognition. I would hope that you could give to John Oliver on behalf of the 214,000 citizens of Lackawanna County. The County Lackawanna Board of Commissioners is hereby recognized John Oliver, host of Last Week Tonight, in appreciation of the Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners for a donation of the backyard train given September 22nd, 2017 by Commissioner Patrick O'Malley, Jerry Notarian, Lorraine A. Cummings on behalf of the 214,000 citizens. Please give that to Mr. Oliver, lay it please.
I don't think there's ever been a presentation quite like that.
I think that John Oliver would like that, actually.
I think so too.
And for those of you who haven't noticed, we have a new face here. John Oliver is actually the beginning of the tunnel. So you can see John Oliver's here.
And we've also added the train station, our logo, with a little model of the train with the trolley on it that brought this all in its glory back here to Lackawanna County. John Oliver challenged us to go get this train, and we certainly have. So here it is, everybody.
Are you ready for one more cheer? Ready? Get ready. Okay. Now, so applause for the Invaderettes and Miss Invader. Come on, one quick more cheer.
Beat Scranton, hey, hey, Invaders go! Beat Scranton, hey, hey, Invaders go! Beat Scranton, hey, hey, Invaders go! Beat Scranton. 1, 2.
Great, great.
And now I think it's time.
One, two. Start the train! Start the train! Start the train! Start the train!
Let's start the train.
Wayne, start the train. Here we go, Vince. Bring it up.
his face.